All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order on October 9th. This is the Urban Experience Committee meeting. And before we get started, Kelly Thomas wanted a moment of personal privilege that I begrudgingly will allow.
Begrudgingly, but it is just a quick little happy birthday, Council Member Zach Sapone. Woo! Shall we, everyone? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Councilmember Zach Sapone. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
Many more.
On Channel 4.
And
There's a
part
new-
of that, we're going to have a super fast meeting tonight, right? So we can go out after.
Oh my God.
If we're done by 7, I don't have to be home until later. All right, anyway, we're going to start with approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We'll start with item number 3.1, which is an SBO funding award from the Washington Traffic Safety Commission to support DUI court. And the presenter, Sarah Thompson. Is that correct? Or Council President Kinnear and Wilkerson? Oh, sorry, there you are. I was like, oh, just not looking.
You're totally fine. Good afternoon. So we recently did apply for funding through traffic safety. Usually we get $50,000 a year. We've been funding our DUI drug and alcohol testing for the last few years on that. And recently we had to ask for an additional 25 to bump it to the 75. So the fact that they actually gave us $200,000 to fund from October 1 of this year through September 30th of next year is huge. It's going to fund our drug testing so that we do meet our best practices, which is 2 times per week. It's going to allow us to obtain a program evaluation. We're hoping to contract with maybe WSU so we can make sure that we are following everything that we're setting out there to follow, making sure that we are holding true to our program manual and really helping the community.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, does this just kind of give you a little bit extra capacity for more analysis and kind of measuring and monitoring kind of what the steps you're taking?
Yes, so everything that we do is just internal on all of our data collection, right? So all of our demographics when people come in and when they leave, but we can't really assess true recidivism. We can't assess that, we say one thing in our program manual, but we think we're following it. However, you always need that outside person to come in and say, yes, you are, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Any other questions? All right,
Well,
thank you very much. Item 3.2 is the Parkade Parking Garage nomination to the Spokane Register of Historic Places. And I'm guessing, do we have?
Logan just emailed
Logan?
me that he's in the wrong committee virtually, so I'm sending him the right link.
Oh, yeah. Should we come back to him?
Yes.
All right. We have a very short meeting because this is the last agenda item before we go back. And that's 3.3, Climate Planning Grant from Commerce with Terrell Black here. And it looks like Catherine Miller, too.
Yeah, I'm Terrell Black in Planning, and Catherine Miller from ICM and Public Works is also here because we're going to talk about our climate planning grant opportunity with Washington Commerce. But in order to start to engage on the climate planning for the comp plan, it's really going to cut across different departments, not just planning, but Public Works, Parks, and more. So we wanted to start, even as we look at our grant application, start working together. So that's why Catherine's up here. I did have a couple slides, Jacoby, if it's possible.
I can't access it from here right now. Could you pull them up?
You can't.
It's in that yellow folder there. Yep. To committees at the top.
Okay, great. So in 2023, the state legislature finally passed, which is House Bill 1181. The climate, adding climate to GMA had been discussed at the state legislature for a couple years, but it did not pass until this year when they did attach funding to it, and they attached quite a bit of funding to it. The city of Spokane is able to access $700,000 for climate planning. the cities that are in the 2025 and the 2026 periodic update cycle, so that is when we have to update our comp plan, not just the city of Spokane, but Spokane County and all the jurisdictions within our, to update their comp plans in 2026. It's a little more robust comp plan update than most periodic updates because there have been a lot of legislative changes. So that's the purpose of the periodic updates, is to come into conformance with state law. So the climate bill is a big part of that. And also we have to comply with the housing element. We do not receive any special funding for housing. We will also receive funding next year for our periodic update. That's also a pretty prescribed amount. These are called grants, but they're really legislative set-asides for cities. So we'll have $325,000 that we can also apply for next year. And that they usually anticipate the periodic update work starts June 30th of 2024 for us to be completed June 30th of 2026. So that's kind of the ideal world, and that's following the state budget cycle. So as we're starting to look at what we need to do and scope out how we're going to apply for this grant, we wanted to recognize that the city of Spokane has already completed a lot of work. So through the council, the Sustainability Action Plan has been adopted, and I think that is slated for updating next year. There's also a greenhouse gas emissions report that the city already conducts. An add-on to that would be to have some policies around greenhouse gas in the comprehensive plan. The Parks Plan was recently completed. That also has some climate elements, climate resiliency, and planning emphasis that we wanted to recognize. And then also the Hazard Mitigation Plan, which is adopted at the county level. I think the city is kind of catching up to be incorporated into that, but that is also something that becomes integrated in your climate planning. So we're looking at a pretty quick, for us, application time. As I mentioned, we need to complete this work integrated into the comp plan and have the whole comp plan completed, including any other things that we want to do as a community in our periodic update. So I'm hoping early next year that we can really talk about the whole scope for the periodic update work, but the climate part, we need to at least make our grant application now. We have to add greenhouse gas emissions and policy, so we have the report already. We're going to be adding a climate resiliency sub-element. We must update our land use chapter, our transportation chapter, capital facilities, utilities, and parks to have climate elements. Some communities are also adopting a climate chapter. That's optional, but there are topics all laid out in a guide that they wish us to at least explore. So with the $700,000, we've been working at a staff level, thinking what can we do? This is just for 2 years. So we're proposing to ask for $450,000. The balance still stays. If we only spent $400,000 from discussion with Commerce, they would still take the $50,000 remainder in that scenario and roll it over. So it would still be available to the city until 2029. So,
Cyril, I'm just wondering, could you just give me an example of what would be a climate policy related to land use or parks? I'm trying to understand.
Related to land use, it might be something that we already have a policy around, maybe compact development.
So,
is a land use
but beyond,
policy.
but beyond our existing policies, what would be a new policy that we would have to adopt related to this?
I don't think we've really explored that level
Okay.
yet.
And like
But-
for parks, I mean, could this affect like greenery? I mean, would we potentially have to change no more grass? We do bark parks and
It
things
is an
like that?
emphasis on looking at your climate resiliency. So maybe one of our risks is wildfire. So what can we be doing in our parks? And we may be already doing a lot of things, as we know we are.
And I assume there'll be a pretty robust engagement process. I know there has in the
That-
past for previous comp plan updates.
That is really why I think that they're giving so much money.
Okay.
Is that there's a real interest in public engagement. making sure you're really engaging the full community.
And then lastly, I think the comp plan updates are due in 25, is that correct?
2026.
26.
for
So that gives
for
us a pretty
Spokane.
good timeline. And so will there be a point where you guys kind of present a schedule of events and things like that as this moves forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
This is just informational about the grant, wanting people to be aware that we
Okay.
are going to apply.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, so we will have a whole public participation plan. For us, this is a lot to add into what we already want to do with our periodic update. Luckily, we've already worked on some of the housing policy that was needed ahead of time, so we're ahead for the whole comp plan with that work too. So,
Thank you. That was going to be my question. Will you look at contracting some of this out since you guys are already?
that's what Catherine wanted to.
Okay, Catherine,
help
I
with
want-
too,
yeah.
Well, if we can get through the rest of the presentation.
Sure,
we can
go
get the
ahead.
whole Picture and then answer those questions, no problem.
Yeah, so I just had one more slide, yeah. Well, public engagement will be a big part of it. We know that they ask us to do gap analysis to really look at what policies we might be, or what policy areas where we don't have any policy, so that would kind of answer your question. A lot of emphasis on all planning now, coming from the state, of course, is underrepresented communities, which also might be affected more by climate change than others. So making sure you're engaging everyone.
So speaking of engaging everyone, I just want to make sure that would include our sustainability committees that have been formed and talking and working under with
Yes,
Kelly.
yeah, and we've been
Okay.
talking to Kelly too.
Perfect.
We've been talking to Kelly about how we can integrate those.
A lot of resources
So some of the
there.
goals of that group may be a little different than what were mandated for climate. So, yeah, it's going to be, we don't want to confuse people.
Right.
Too. And this is still part of our periodic update work. So we're going to have to also be working with our communications folks to help us as our public
Make sure
participation
everybody
strategy. Make sure
understands.
everybody knows, when you're engaging, I already did that, or, what meeting is this,
Yeah,
Yes.
my last question, and maybe we'll get to this, but what are we putting aside for this? So we have a pretty lengthy work plan for Plan Commission, a lot of stuff we haven't gotten to yet, retail, neighborhood retail, tiny lot development, there's a whole list of things. So what's being delayed or put aside for this?
Well, right now, we're hoping that we can hire a consultant for a lot of this work. So that's, again, why the
But
ask
theoretically, we
amount-
could hire a consultant for those other things too. So I'm just curious.
Right.
We're making a choice.
Right, yeah, and Spencer and I have been talking about, what the work program will be, so that will also come before council. So, yeah, it's a long, we could have staff working on 2024 getting ready, but we're also wondering, like, how much staff do we need in 2025? And that's really back to scoping our whole periodic update with the council. Yeah. So we do have one particular, the climate risk and vulnerability work that Catherine, through environmental programs, has already been working on a little bit. So Catherine can talk about that too.
So yeah, I'm wearing a couple different hats these days. So I'm right now interim director for environmental programs. And with the level of work that you just understood in the background already going on in terms of the regular update, this is a big overlay, and there's no way one group is going to be able to accomplish this, especially when you start getting into transportation, utilities, and facilities, and of course that risk analysis and resiliency assessment that needs to happen. So environmental programs is going to come underneath and work directly with the planning group to support that background work as a large RFQ, getting that public interaction and the environmental assessments under one RFQ that we're looking to build. And with council's permission, we would love to have Kelly obviously well involved with our selection of our consultant and all that work that we have to do in the background to get going. But as an interdepartmental resource, we're pulling together to make sure we can hit these timelines. And there's just a lot of questions we're still answering, obviously. This is just the beginning. We know we have up to 700,000, but we have to deliver in certain time periods. That's why we're asking for the 450, because we believe we can deliver that much work by the deadlines, again, that Commerce is kind of setting for us, knowing full well that anything we don't use won't be lost. We'll have the full 700 in the end. It gives us a chance to then stop and say, what's that next workload after we get this first work out of the way?
Any other questions?
We're looking
All right.
forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we'll go back to the previous
Thank
agenda
you.
item. And you said Logan's online?
Yep.
All right, Logan, take it away.
Thanks, you all. Sorry to not be in here right away. I am going to share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm here in Megan Duval's stead today, just providing one briefing for a nomination that'll be coming. Just want to give our quick reminder, and I'll run through it quickly. The Spokane Register of Historic Places is our local historic designation program. It's a voluntary program, and we protect the resources that are listed on the register through a management agreement that City Council signs and agrees to. And we do design review only when a building permit is being sought. And by doing this, it's our vehicle to offer incentives to property owners so that they can continue to improve their buildings. We have two main things for eligibility, or two main requirements for eligibility. The buildings must be 50 years old or older. They must also be historically significant based on criteria which we have outlined in our SMC. I'll run through real quick. We can list 5 types of things: buildings, sites, districts, structures, and objects. And today we'll be looking at a building. We have 5 different categories. Today's we'll potentially touch 3 of these. Category A is because it's associated with broad patterns of Spokane's history. Category B is because it's associated with significant persons or people. Category C is because of its architecture, or that a significant architect is associated. And category D is prehistory or archaeology. And category E is cultural heritage. So now I'll dive into today's, which, like I teased, is a building. So it built in 1968, the Parkade at 511 West Main Avenue meets Spokane Register of Historic Places requirements under categories A and C, and possibly also category B, although we're still working through that, as a property that is significant for its association with a period of change and challenge to Spokane and other American downtowns. The Parkade is historically significant under category A because it was constructed in a period of change and challenge to Spokane. In the post-World War II boom, the central city was under siege as residents moved to the outlying suburbs and growth of the suburban shopping center and malls began. New shopping centers and malls being developed in the suburbs on the north and south side of the city, as well as the Spokane Valley. In 1959, Spokane businessmen and property owners came together in a privately funded organization called Spokane Unlimited. The group engaged Ebasco Services from New York, a GE company, to create a development plan for Spokane that would clean up what they perceived as blight and hopefully to increase property values and better prepare the downtown to attract shoppers and businesses. The plan was completed in 1961 with a strategy that revolved circulation for vehicles. It brought us all of our one-way streets, pedestrians, and other things related to parking, really. In 1965, a group of property owners and businessmen formed the Parkade Incorporated to develop a parking garage that would begin implementing the newly drafted Ebasco plan. John G. Heber was one of the founders of Spokane Unlimited, and a property owner partnered with the other members of that group to consolidate a half block of land and secure funding for a 10-story parking garage and retail facility. Master Spokane architect Warren Cummings Heilman was engaged to design a monumental, distinguishable, and aesthetically pleasing architectural entity that would help revitalize the downtown business core. Heilman expressed his ideas in a new formalist mode to create Spokane's parking landmark. Carrying forward classical elements, the Parkade gracefully conveys a movement to the future and establishes a landmark that is its own story. Thus, the Parkade is significant under Category C for its modern interpretation of the Romanesque mode its use of concrete, and its prominence in the downtown cityscape as a mixed-use parking garage and retail facility. I also tease that this is potentially eligible under category B, which is due to its association with an architect. Usually we reserve that category, usually when an architect is associated with the building, we keep that under category C. But Mr. Heilman also had his offices in the parkade at the southeast corner. And so it's appropriate to be listed under category B as well. And so we're working on addressing that now. The parkade retains integrity of location, design, materials, workmanship, and association. It is nominated under categories A, C, and likely B. The property's nomination will be heard at a public hearing in front of the Spokane Historic Landmarks Commission on Wednesday, October 18th at 3 p.m. And that concludes my report. Oh my gosh, I realized I didn't show you guys any cool photos. So I'll quickly flip through the few cool photos that I have. Some of those designs that I was talking about without showing you. Now that concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions
Any questions?
that anybody has.
I have one.
All right.
First, Logan, please just pass on my wishes for a quick recovery to Megan. And I also just want to encourage my fellow council members, if you get a chance to take a walking tour from either Megan or Logan, I highly recommend it.
All right. Other questions? Councilmember Wilkerson.
Councilmember Stratton and I just realized we could be on the historical preservation list because we're over 50. But super excited. We were just reminiscing about the stores that used to be in there, the Orange Julius when there was a person, and the contributions certainly from my high school days, and would be honored to have that maintain its historical roots in Spokane.
Councilmember.
Yeah, I was at the ribbon cutting the other day for the reopening, and that was exactly my thought, was how exciting if we could figure out how to revitalize the skywalk portion there and put, you know, maybe not an Orange Julius per se, but something very similar to that. And yeah, I remember as a kid walking through there and having all the seats, and it was a great experience. So I'd love to see that come back, but no, this is great.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just say that thank you all for all your comments. I will pass on your well wishes to Megan. And I will say that the whole, I didn't get there, but the whole Skywalk system is really conceived after the parkade. It's part of the parkade's original design and really grows from there. The city formalizes its Skywalk plan, and so it would be great to see this as a catalyst to bring that Skywalk system additional life. And maybe next May we will offer during Preservation Month, we'll offer a tour for council members to see downtown with historic preservation staff. Happy to do that again.
That'd be great. All right. Thank you very much. That concludes everything on the agenda. Our next meeting will be Monday, November 13th for Urban Experience. And we had a clarification on who seconded the minutes. I think Councilmember
I did.
Bain was first.
Moved. I
Second.
second.
Okay. And I have to state for the record, Council President Kinnear, I'm wrong about the legislative agenda later tonight. I forgot. So I just want to make that known.
Okay.
All right. That adjourns the meeting. Thank you.
I was going to ask Logan how I make it.